This is IGN. Vengeance Most Fowl is a warm, cozy, hilarious return to the screen for Wallace and Gromit. This is your IGN review of Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Fowl by Ryan Gower. Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Fowl picks up on the stop-motion franchise's goofy, breezy, gag-packed energy as if the last 16 years didn't happen. Any worries of a cheap rehash banking on nostalgia can be ground into dust. Vengeance Most Fowl strikes the perfect balance of telling a new story about mild-mannered inventor Wallace and crafty canine Gromit, while also playing the hits. We see the return of the most dastardly villain ever put to screen, as Feathers McGraw rears his very small, ugly, red rubber glove-capped head to expand on the evil schemes of 1993's The Wrong Trousers. It makes for a story that feels imaginative and exciting, yet as cozy and warm as all Wallace and Gromit projects should. Vengeance Most Fowl feels like Aardman Animations and directors Merlin Crossingham and Nick Park embracing tradition in more ways than one. First off, use of CG is minimal, with only one scene where it feels noticeable, but unlike last year's Chicken Run sequel Dawn of the Nugget, it's never off-putting or distracting. As has always been the case with this series, the focus remains on the intimate. The small, homely northern English town, Wallace and Gromit's comfy, slightly beige, slightly dusty home, and the little gadgets Wallace devises to solve the most minute problems. While the plot heightens by increment, Penguin outlaw Feathers looks to break out of prison and once more seize control of Wallace's inventions to steal the blue diamond he so covets, the small details are never forgotten. Wallace's latest creation, a robotic gnome-shaped gardening tool named Norbot, who's quickly corrupted by McGraw's boundless evil, shines a light on how incredible Vengeance Most Foul's character animation is. Being mechanical, the smart gnome has to move more stiffly than the people and animals on screen. Stiffness is an inherent trait of stop motion, but Aardman's house style is so supremely smooth and fluid that Norbot's herky-jerkiness stands in stark contrast to the Looney Tunes-esque contortions everyone else around him is capable of. Vengeance Most Foul is a showcase for the imperfect specificity of the handcrafted and only lightly technologically assisted, a lesson Aardman looks to teach its audience by teaching it to Wallace. Vengeance Most Foul is deeply unsubtle in its messaging, but in a way that's self-aware and part of its ample charm. Wallace's over-reliance on technology manifests as a hilariously violent dog-petting machine, and Norbot himself, both of which leave Gromit feeling isolated. Not only is Wallace putting physical barriers between himself and his pup, but he's robbing Gromit of the joy of tending to his garden on his own terms. The effects are widespread. After Wallace starts marketing the dancing, creepily smiling Norbot, gardens across the town are given the same clean, geometric look, erasing any sign of horticultural individuality. A vital ingredient to this stop-mo gumbo is an absolutely extreme gags per minute rate. Vengeance Most Foul is unrelenting in its specific brand of so stupid you can't help but laugh humor. Both in action sequences and regular conversations, the energy of the movie is maintained by its density of jokes, many of which come from the ungodly deeds of Feathers McGraw. This expressionless penguin is such a comic dynamo, the mere sight of him in a high-vis jacket is funny, a testament to how perfectly he's designed as a character. Park and company also do a great job of avoiding the temptation to repeat bankable gags from previous Wallace and Gromit outings, instead finding new ways to heighten the stakes and subvert expectations. It makes for a joyful watch full of comedic surprises. Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul perfectly balances looking to the past with the present. In what easily could have been a cheap retread of past successes, it continues this beloved franchise without missing a beat. Using familiar characters to tell a new story with fresh gags and supreme animation, Vengeance Most Foul stands shoulder to shoulder with some of Aardman's best work. Wallace and Gromit Vengeance Most Foul's IGN score? 9 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest Wallace and Gromit updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.